part 5. So we need a cup of coffee.
Yeah, it's part. Is it part 5? Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Part 4, just we need a tea break. So, yum. I buggered off to bed for whatever reason, and now all of this is over to you.
Right. So, there's the 6 of us sat in that room. 6, I'll be 7th, I think. I never can remember. Lynn and James, that's all I remember of 2 of them, and Paul and Anne, and other 2. I always forget the names, so there's no point in saying it. And they're all, there's like, is it 2 sofas, a 2-2-seater, a 3, and a leather
sort of, it's a bit like a Chesterfield wing back chair, but it's
green, well, green. I'm sure it's green leather. So I could be totally wrong. It might be blue. I don't know, but I'm sure it's green leather. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. But it comes to about there, and it kind of wings. Yeah. Anyway, so they're all talking amongst themselves, but trying to bring me into conversation. Bearing in mind, it's the first night I've met them all, really. So I'm a bit, where do I fit in this? You feel a bit uncomfortable. But they're trying to make you feel comfortable. So, and it kind of all went a bit weird. And I'm just sat there, the atmosphere changed. And it were like, I were looking, they were like going fuzzy. Everything around the room were like I was zoning out. And it were like, they were like behind a pane of fuzzy glass. And I hadn't got a clue what they were talking about, but they were all talking. And I kept feeling, all of a sudden, the first thing that I felt, this chair that was in a corner of the room, right in corner of the room. And, and I felt firstly like somebody, when you're on a bus and you get a kid kicking back of your chair with the knees, or, you know what I mean? They're deliberately going to wind you up. Or a bit like that, but, you go a bit forward and you get a bit irritated. It was that sort of feeling. And I was thinking something not right here. Something's not right. But I didn't want to speak up because I didn't know the people that I was talking to, And this thud in my back kept getting harder and harder to the point where it would kind of kept going. I was lunging forward like that. And then it was one of those, I think it was James, that had picked up on it and said, I said, it's trying to come through me. And he said, let it through. But I didn't know what was trying to come through me. It's the weirdest thing is, I knew there was something trying to come through me. And he said, let it through. That he'd kind of switched off from the conversation with them and were focused on me. So it was like me and him at this moment. And it got to the point where, I was jarring like this. It was that, the force of whatever it was full on. And then they all kind of stopped what they were talking about, and they all looked at me, see what were going on, what we were talking about and that. And all of a sudden, this thing, I went boom, like that, really forward. I jerked back, and all I just remember is like a release coming from my body. It was like something really heavy that were within me. I can't explain it. Some really heavy, and it were a release of something. And I just remember this big bum there, a big bum, and really chunky thighs right here, and solid thighs. And this thing's legs was in mine. So it hadn't solidly come out of me. It was stood there, in my
legs in you, yeah.
Yeah, but bearing in mind, I'm sat down, so my legs are stuck out. So while they're stuck out, the thing's in front of me, but the legs are still there. And I'm kind of looking at this moment, I'm just saying this big bloody bum here, you know what I mean? It was solid, it were, you know, we're not talking about an airy backside or anything like that, you know. And it kind of went one step, two step, but it didn't kind of move its legs till after it had come out of my body, even though it kind of went one, two. So I missed that initial walking motion, you know. And I went and it kind of went to the left that way. And I was like, I had then chance, and I kind of it went on forever, this body. And I could see it then. I didn't get its feet because, right, look at this. Cat right in front of
That
it.
poor
So,
boy.
you are?
That poor boy.
Yeah, poor boy. Anyway, so this, it was then that I kind of started at the chunky legs bit. I didn't know why I didn't look at the feet. And it kind of, I was like that, up, 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 up. And it was like, now, looking at it, it looked a grey, sort of like plasticine, grey thing. Right. It was built like a human, but physically it was a strong muscular type thing. But then as it moved kind of round, it was an iridescent, so I was catching different colours, like mainly greens, blues and greens. So, which if I moved my head, it'd do it. If it moved its body, it'd do it. So the base really were grey, but it had like a sheen to it as well. But it wasn't like an oily sheen. It was a dull but iridescent sort of thing. And and I could see a little bit of pink or a little bit of, but it were nowhere near as dominant as the bluey greeny top base, if you know what I mean. And it all of a sudden it kind of put its hand on Anne's shoulder. But remembering then at that moment, I'm seeing then a head, which its head were down. I never saw the face, ever saw the face of it. And its head were down. And I was thinking, why has it got its head down when it can go through the ceiling? No problem. It could walk through the ceiling just like that, any part of its body. And how I knew that, I really don't know. It kind of mingled in to the ceiling, like it mingled into my legs. It also mingled into the ceiling, but it went like that to avoid it.
Right above you was the bed that I was sleeping in.
Yeah. So Sacha was right above me at where that thing was. Now, the next moment, while I'm thinking, right, okay, so I know it said can go through that ceiling. It is through it. So say the top half of its head is there through the ceiling, but I can also see it through the ceiling, but I can see the ceiling finishing there. Don't make no sense. I know what I'm saying. Exactly the same with my legs. And at that moment, there's the steps there behind this sofa, which leads to all the bedrooms. So directly to my left is the doorway, which leads in like a kitchen. If you go through it, it's that entrance in quite a big entrance, but to your right, directly to your right, is steps that are going up, and then I kind of was drawn to look at the wall that's in front of the steps.
Yeah.
And I could see through it. I could see the steps through the wall like X-ray vision. And I sees a little grey, excuse me, my little Danny DeVito coming downstairs. I'm thinking, oh, where's he come from? But it was like, oh, right, where's he come? Just like an ordinary person. Oh, where have you been? You know, it was that sort of. And he's come downstairs and he comes straight in and he's holding what looks like a gold balloon. And this balloon was, so he's, and during this moment, and he's saying this tall thing that come out of my body, no, you're not having Jason, get your hand off me, and all this, that, and other. So she knew, she can confirm that this thing had its hand on her shoulder. And it was, I know it was definitely like a human hand, but it was just big. It was like a, size of a bloody shovel. And get your hand off me, So that's going on while this little Grey's trying to offer me this balloon, which looked proper little cute if you'd have put on a dress on it. You know what I mean? But I'm like, I don't want a balloon, but this balloon I know wasn't a balloon. As much as you think, oh yeah, gold balloon sounds lovely, but it looked lovely, yeah, but it looked also alive as well. And it was kind of shimmering and it had like little sparks, just like the when the ball of light come through the window, which told you about where it was at episode 1 or 2, where the ball of light come through the window.
You know, when we said we forget little bits about what events that have happened, and we go, oh, I forgot to say that. When I felt pressure coming through me, to me, obviously, I've got my eyes shut, so it's black. But in the blackness, there's two hands holding my hands are like that, and this hands are holding them like that, and it's just the outlines, and it's all in a golden stream of sparkles.
Where does this gold bit fit in? So it's offering this balloon and it's like little sparks coming off it. Beautiful, absolutely stunning, this balloon, but it's going, and it's on, but the thing is, it's not on like a piece of string, it's on like a rope, like a fine piece of rope, which wouldn't have been able to hold the balloon up even if it were healing, because the rope would have been too heavy. You know what I mean? Yeah. It wasn't like a balloon with air, because balloons are tip. This were more of a helium type, but the rope would still have been too heavy to hold that balloon up, which didn't make any sense. And he's offering him it over at chair, and I'm going, no, I don't want it. No, I don't want it. And I'm trying to watch this thing, but it's like this little Grey is distracting me from watching this tall thing. I think it were reptilian, I'm not sure, but it was as if I also felt at that moment that this Grey to my left, my little Danny DeVito Grey, and that reptilian thing, which I think were reptilian, was not together. They couldn't see each other, and things were happening at two different times, but at the same time. And I would not accept this gold, just heard a load of banging, gold shivery balloon. And no, because I know what's in it. And when I said I know what's in it, it turned to a black cube. Again, there's a black cube. And I said, no, I'm definitely not taking it. And I know what's in it. And he said, well, go on then. This telepathically. What's in it? I said, it with the threads, it's got really fine silver threads weaving in and out of each other, but straight. And I said, it's knowledge. Oh. And it was like a surprise sort of, oh, and I don't want it. Now I look back and I think, I wish I bloody took it now, because there might have been something in there that were more significant, And off he tootles with this little box or balloon or whatever, you know what I mean? I couldn't see then because he'd kind of gone, turned his back to me, and off he goes up the steps. So from there, I don't remember much else about Alt, except then going up to bed. basically, I don't remember what happened to the tall thing. I don't remember I don't even remember how we kind of dispersed and decided it were bedtime. I just remember going upstairs to bed, and I opened the door and I thought, Jesus.
I have to say, when I went to bed, I got in the bed here, not that side, this side, nearest the door. I'm always nearest the door. This is where I can't sleep.
I think we had a bit of an argument about that.
Yeah.
I think a bit of an argument about that, because I said, no, I want to sleep at that side. And he said, no, I'm sleeping at that side, you know, because we both feel a bit insecure when we near.
But I'd gone to bed anyway while you were downstairs, and I got in to the left-hand side of the bed. As I'm laying in it, it's on my, the left. So that's important.
It is, yeah. So I goes into the bedroom, and you was there on the left, you know what. So anyway, I thought, Jesus Christ, she's turned light off. Well, I were startled then, because my eyes going up them steps, I'm in bright light. I opens the door now, so my eyes then are not adjusted to the darkness yet, so I couldn't see anything except pitch black when I opened that door. So I had to kind of step back a bit and give me time to focus into the darkness and realise where you actually were in that bedroom and where the lamp was, but I was still kind of had to get from the door to the lamp, so it was like, is he out behind the door, or you know what I mean? So I could just work everything out then, only just seeing that darkness. And I went kind of round quickly, hoping that no one would grab me. And I remember turning that little lamp on, and I was thinking, shit, Sasha's going to kill me if she wakes up with that lamp's on. I don't know why I thought that. So I get into bed. My fire just made me jump then. And it's on like a timer thing. Anyway, next minute, I'm leaning, I'm on my stomach. You're at the right side of the bed, and you sat up. And now I don't know whether I don't recall going into sleep. I don't remember all about that bit. But you're sat up and kind of talking, but in a drony sort of can't be bothered sort of way, you know. And I were right opposite. I were like chatty and no. And I were lying on my stomach, and I were like that. So your legs are basically here, and I'm facing you, looking up at you like this on my stomach. And then the next minute, you kind of shifted. It was really slow motion how you did it, and you kind of went like that to the side of me, not even blinking, nothing. It would just like this. It were like, you know, which you could have quite easily done that at corner of your eye, but you didn't. You moved, which were a bit freaky.
My son used to do that when he was sleepwalking. Like, his eyes were up. Louis, he used to do that when he was sleepwalking. He would look right at me, but look right through me.
Yeah, and that's what you were like with me. It kind of all went weird. And then I kind of went, so I'm sat on bed like that, and I thought, what's she looking at? And I went, it's there, isn't it? Don't know what were there, but I knew it was there. And I went, it's there, isn't it? And you went, and I went, I put my arms down really slow, and I went like that. And this the grey that offered me balloon, my little Danny DeVito grey, I wouldn't say he's mine. It's very, it comes into the thing a lot, you know, in these experiences a lot. But he was stood right next to because I had my feet kind of up, so I'm lying on my stomach, but my feet were up, swaying about in air, and he was and right near the windowsill, so the window's right a foot away from an edge of bed, and he stood there, and I thought, oh shit. It was like, oh shit, as if I knew there was something gonna happen. So next minute, I looked at you, and I felt somebody grab round my feet, not my ankles, around the centre of my feet like that. It wasn't tight, but it was just like someone going like that, and yeah, that was strong enough to pull me. It wasn't like, if it were me, I'd have to be really like that, but no. Next minute, I'm going backwards at like a 45-degree angle. And it's like doing 200. I've got my night dress on. I'm going backwards. I'm doing it feels like I'm doing 250 mile an hour, but not getting anywhere. So like 250 mile an hour to travel an inch, 250 mile an hour to travel another inch to it. So it was like that. But so then it was then when I got further out that I realised the time and speed and everything just doesn't exist. And as I get to the window bit, I would go that fast. So from me going like that and I've gone like this, just a few feet away from you, and my body's going through this because I'm seeing it out of my peripheral glass. Yeah. So it gets to here.
You snatched out of the window.
But it gets to there, and I feel my body slow right down. It would just, and as this glass is getting further, it's turning into like a grey membrane. I could see movement. I could see, not down all the way down it, but I could see it bending with me coming through it. So it's, you know what I mean? So it's going, so it's there, and I'm coming through it, backwards. So
yeah.
And when I see this membrane, so now we're at my peripheral view, and it ain't quite, so my head ain't fully through yet. So it's about there. And I could see this grey membrane at each side. It doesn't just stop at the end of the window where it should do, the window frame. It carries on, but yet the window frame and everything's still there. Just like the head, with the guy downstairs with the head at the ceiling and legs coming through. So it's that I'm seeing it two different ways. And all of a sudden it just went like that, and boom, I'm off, gone again. And I'm going backwards, up, up, up. As I'm going backwards, I mean, to be fair, if you're going backwards, my night dress should have been over my head at that speed. My hair must have been rattling about, but I had no feeling, no coldness. There was nothing there. It just felt like I were going it's not even a vacuum cleaner. It's just like a very light tug, not just a one, but a continuous tug, really light. And I'm watching you getting smaller, but at this point now your head's gone, you're just floppy like that. And so I could see the bedroom, and then I'm seeing outside at window, and then I'm seeing the entire house, and then I'm seeing the field at the back, and then I'm seeing the main road, the small road at the front, and then I'm seeing the car and stuff to that side, to the left. And it would just, and then I'm going up over field, and then I just I'm gone, blacked out, totally blacked out. And then I wakes up the next morning, and I never, ever, ever sleep on my back because I absolutely get total chronic backache if I sleep on my back. So I have to wake myself up on a night just to turn over to make sure that I'm not going to be on my back. And I remember waking up and my arms were crossed like that, and we're on my back and arms are crossed, but now you're back to that side, And my arms are crossed like that, and my ankles are crossed over like that, my feet.
I woke up, I was on the right-hand side of the bed, not the left.
Yeah. Isn't that weird though? Because it's just like the opposites of how many times did it do that? How many times? But then I go to the bathroom, I was like, I kind of wake up, boom, like that. And I sat up and I was that shocked, I was still in that position. So I put my arms down. I really want away, you know what I mean? I knew something had gone on, but remembering it until I got into the bathroom, do what I had to do, sat on the toilet and it, boom, it hit me. I was like, oh my God. Well, I comes running out of that bathroom. I couldn't even tell you whether it was still dark outside or daylight. I don't even know. I don't even know. And I just jumped on your bed and I screamed at you. So I would I practically did jump on you, didn't I? But I would that absolutely.
It was like that. You were like, Sacha, Sacha.
Yeah,
absolutely.
just the tears and you were just like, told you whatever. Well, I never like.
I knew I shouldn't have brought you. I knew this was a bad idea. Not, are you all right, love?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, no.
I mean, I don't know if you were supposed to switch off at that point, and I don't know, but it was absolutely. I've never had. I mean,
somewhere they get messed up for life.
That was one that I'd say was one of the main ones that I couldn't get to sleep for weeks and weeks and weeks. Or I'd have to, and I'd have to have cats in bedroom with me. So I put one cat there and one cat here and one by my feet. Like my cats are going to protect me. Yeah, that were one of them moments, for weeks. I had to take my cats to bed with me and hope that they didn't want to go out in the middle at night. But yeah, that was that one.
And all I remember is looking down on Paul's car because he had a black Mercedes, and the license plate is UFO MIB, something like that.
UFO,
and everybody they went to the pictures to see Men in Black in that car, and people thought it was part of the like it was like there to promote the film. It was just their normal car. Yeah,
like with some sort of stars out of movie or something.
all I remember is seeing that like little Victorian porch like she's got on that bit outside from above, and seeing Paul's car. I don't have any recollection of anything. All I know is I'd been to the loo, I walked in that room, and it was almost like something made me just want to shut down and go to bed. I do not sleep in the dark.
Yeah.
Going in the room after what happened to me, going in that room in the dark, going to bed on my own and shutting the door. Sorry, no fucking way.
No way. That's exactly what you did.
I don't move around a lot. I sleep on my side normally, and to wake up on the wrong side of the bed that I went to bed in.
Yeah, but it did it a few times. I'd say it did it about 4 times to what I was seeing perspective for what I'm doing and how I'm sitting down like that, and my legs in a window, which therefore that's where you started, and everything kind of went switch.
Well, I don't know about that. I woke up on the different sides of the bed that I went to, and you were on top of me screaming in my face.
Yeah. But that's all that's all there is to that. I don't know whether I went in a UFO. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what happened there after that. Maybe one day I might find out. I don't know.
You imagine living with that all the time, like they have to.
Yeah. Awful. So, shall we go on to the next one?
Yeah.
It's a small one. But I'd gone to bed. This is age 42 as well. Gone to bed, and all I remember is one tall greys, about 5 foot, might be a bit taller, being to the right hand side of me, and 2 smaller ones, what I call rookies for some reason, because they were like, you know, when you get trainee doctors in a room and the trainees trying to stand away, and
Yeah.
what I mean, they were a bit like that. So I call them rookies, like they learning or something, or make sure that I'm not going to do a runner. I don't know. But this tall grey, and he does this a lot. He puts his hand on my forehead, and I'm on my side like that, and it's gone like that, and I've just gone out, and I woke up with, I remember a feeling in that moment, even though I've gone, I remember something being done with my eye, and I couldn't wake up to. I had no thought to wake up. I just knew that something were happening. I could feel something in my corner, right in corner. And when I woke up next morning, there were a needle mark type thing with a white like a circular thing around it. I'm just there. And that's how that one is. Don't know. But then, I think this one were weeks apart actually. And there's another one where I woke up, I'd gone to bed, and I woke up with, it felt like I was exhausted, even though I'd had a good night's sleep. It felt like I'd never slept. You know, I was absolutely exhausted, like I'd done a marathon or something. I was absolutely knackered when I woke up, and when I got out of bed, I just remember thinking, oh, my ankles are a bit sore, one of them especially more than other. And when I looked when I looked at top of my ankle, they both had like they'd been not all the way around my ankles, but it looked like summer had been over top of them, like a ligature,
Yeah.
you know, strap, not like a thick strap, but these were like thin bands, and it grazed my skin halfway over each ankle.
And we did
Yeah, like,
ascertain time it wasn't your socks, it wasn't socks that had done that to you.
oh no, because I don't sleep with my socks on anyway for a start. And that's what had happened, and it were like a graze, but you could definitely see that something had like strap marks, but the one all the way around the ankle, you could actually see from side to side. Yeah, like grazed, you know, like it had been rubbing, and it had took a little layer of skin off. So whether it was me that had been trying to move my feet, or it was moving, I don't know, but might be significant somewhere.
For somebody. Yeah. Oh, we've been on another half an hour. It was actually 33 when I looked.
And then they've also had triangle mark. Do you remember that triangle mark on my face? A square patch on my arm. And no, I had all sorts. Oh, you've done this, you've done that, you've done other. One best one was, I've never even attempted to give up smoking, and if I did, I couldn't be arsed using patches. But it was permanent. I'd woke up with a patch, a square, perfectly square patch there, which to some might look like a Nicorette patch, but the Nicorettes are rounded at the edges, slightly rounded at the edges. This way, perfectly square, and the big triangle. And but anyway, so I'll get on to the next bit where I'm operating a craft bit. First of all, it starts in an old house. It's like an abandoned old house. Now, I'm used to go, if you remember, I was urban explorer at that time. So I'd go into abandoned houses, abandoned churches, mills, you name it. I were an idiot. But then I had I had a lot of energy and I could run if needs be. So so I did urban exploring for quite a lot of years. And then I don't know whether it was a dream, what it was. I really can't remember that bit. But then I was in this old house and the wallpaper's peeling off the walls. It's just horrible. There's like plaster that's come down and it's all broken on the floor. And a really old-fashioned staircase, when the handrails come down and they kind of swirl, it were like them, and right wide, and this carpet at the centre, and it still had the bits of, like a gold thing to hold them down, like stately homes have. In the stately homes, they generally don't have carpets the full width of the stairs. It's like a centre,
like carpet strip.
Yeah, so it's like a carpet, these gold things in between, and they were dusty and they've got plaster on them. And anyway, so I goes upstairs. Now I'm not with anyone. I wouldn't even do urban exploring without anyone. But anyway, I've gone upstairs. And I could hear, when I get to the top of the stairs, I could hear like a washing machine that's out of balance. Now, mine does that here because I never got round to balancing it. So, there's no point because I ain't got flooring down yet anyway. So, and all I'm hearing is a thud, 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 as washing machine go around. And I'm trying to find which room it's coming from. And it wasn't dark, this house, inside the house, but it wasn't light either. So it gave me the impression more that it were getting dusk. But you know what I mean? That was the impression I were getting. And I was trying to find which room this noise with this broken, what I call a broken washing machine, but it wasn't, more like out of balance. And eventually I find this washing machine and as I'm going towards it, this room were really dark. I could still see what I'm doing because I ate my carrots. But I could see, I'm going towards this thud, 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 thud. And it were a washing machine. But then I thought, I've got to stop this. And it were really annoying me. And I put my hands on top of it to kind of, put my weight on it to balance it. Make that sort of go do, 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 instead of do, do, do. It'll calm it down a bit, which I do it with my own here. And next minute, I'm on a craft and it's a rounded sort of, I can't see behind me. Now, it has these windows and they're about that, get back a bit, they're about that wide. They're not right wide. They kind of rounded it. They're oblong shape. And then I can see the craft is rounded because of the shape that the windows are coming. So the windows are kind of bowing. So I know that it's rounded. And the thickness, now whether it was the thickness of the glass, whatever it is, perspex, I don't bloody know. But the thickness of the you could even make it sit on these window ledge things, but there weren't window ledges. It was just part of the craft. So it kind of went up round glass. Do you get what I mean? But there were no kind of, where you can see where double glazing is that thick, there were no kind of thing to tell me that where this glass started or where it finished. The one, it was like all part of it. It were all moulded into each other. I'm trying to talk a bit quieter now because there's a lot of people in bed around me. So next door, not in the house. So anyway, and next minute, it was like as if I've got eyes at the back of my head. So I'm looking out of this window. But yeah, I could see a grey looking out at back of my head. I'm looking out window, but I'm looking out of my head. This ties in with the visor that they show me, right? So that's later on. But so there, I'm looking out at the back of my head, so seeing out a window, I'm seeing what's behind me. And he's a tall grey. When I'm talking like tall, he's like nearly 6 foot. Right at back of me, other side of the room. But I can't tell you what distance that room was, because at distance it didn't exist where I was right there and then. So it was there, just kind of stood back as if he were observing me, but at a distance. And what I did was I put my hands on this window ledge thing, and I went, "Oh, look, some cooling towers." And I remember do you remember me telling you about that, the cooling towers. And I was right excited about these cooling towers. Oh, look, some cooling towers. Hey, you know what I mean? Hey, because it was somewhat familiar, I think.
Yeah.
And because I'd gone like that, and but where it was like, we're moving, I know we're definitely moving, because I had to keep going like that to be able to see him out of the window. I started off there, and then I'm going like that. But as I'm going like that, the craft went like this, kind of tilted. So it went like this, and I went, oh, like this. Next minute, I'm still looking out, but I'm startled. But I see this grey, boom, straight up back of me. It was like, he hadn't even moved his legs, you know what I mean? It was there, right behind me. And he was taller than me. And I'm still kind of thinking, oh my God, I can't get back up. Even though the machine had actually, craft, whatever you want to call it, had got back up, I was still in that position. I couldn't, like, I was froze there. I didn't move. And then the next thing, and I remember a figure there sat at something, doing something. I don't know. I know it wasn't you, man. You get that. But it was doing something, like with its hands like this. So whether it operating somewhere, or I don't know what I'd done, but this thing was behind me, and it got hold of me there on my shoulder, spun me round, really fast. I mean, like this. And so I'm facing it, and it kind of pushed me against the wall. It didn't hurt. So I'm at the wall at the side of the window now. And it kind of moved like this towards the window. So it wasn't even a step. It was as quick as he went that way. It went that way.
Yeah.
But I mean, they were just like that. And then he kind of looked at me with grey, and he looked at me like, you stupid cow. You know what I mean? But it wasn't facial. It was the energy. And then he kind of looked forward while this thing's still. I couldn't focus on what he was doing, and then that were it. I was just gone blacked out totally. I had no idea what that were about.
I had something below that. I think might have been a dream. I don't know, but I was in a craft, and I thought we were coming up to Wembley Stadium, because I could see this kind of overly of loads and loads of lights around the outside. So it looked like, when they're filming the football on the night, you can see the then it didn't look quite right, and it was a crater, and the lights were inside the crater. When I looked forward like that to kind of look down and out, and the craft tipped forward like that. But when I looked to my right, I can't even believe I tell you this.
Go on. Go on.
The alien out of Life of Brian with the big thing with the one eyeball on.
Yeah.
That's what was sat next to me.
Oh my God.
So I can't say that was real, but it really was super, super real. But when I just looked at these things, and it's like,
But is that? I don't think, honestly, I really don't think that was that. I think it was just what you'd seen it past, and it were making that. But to have that crap.
It's like, if I'm in control of a spaceship or whatever the hell's going on, I see a grey, we are crashing. Maybe that's why they're crashing all the time. Maybe that's why
The humans controlling it.
like drive.
Anyway, they never asked me to drive a UFO again, so that was the end of that. I failed my driving test. So anyway, it was like, oh, she can't do this shit. So, and I think as well for both of us to have that moment where, as craft, as you know, we've seen something familiar, we've looked like that, and it's tilted, and now to happen is what?
Life of Brian Alien. I mean, come on. Even for me. But then this is why we think half of it's not real, because it's so ridiculous. Why would you ever believe that? Swoop down and pick you up.
You know, we couldn't even make it up. You know, it's like ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
If you listen to people long enough, you can. We'll look at Stan's. Okay.
Look at what?
You can make it up. I used to believe him. You know, well, I believed anything at one point. Do you know what I mean? Believe any old shit, but I'm a little bit, you know.
Bloody hell.
No, we don't need to make it up. We've got enough going on. Oh.
I'm too busy out at work making money to bloody make crap up, you know what I mean? So that was that one, and I can't tell any more than that. But so next one is I'm taken from my bed. This was another horrific one that I'd put in with an Andrew's category. You know what I mean? It's one of those horrific moments. So I've gone to bed. Well, this is age 43 actually. So I've gone to bed and I'm just lying there. My door's, I'm in darkness, but my door's always open by that much, so it's enough to suffuse light even around edges. And fast asleep, I remember going off fast asleep, and I was kind of come round, but not my eyes. I had no thought to open my eyes, but you know, I mean, I was kind of coming round from my sleep. And I felt somebody get one of my legs, first of all, from the bottom of the bed, pulled the sheet over because I felt the cold instantly. So they've took the duvet off, but this is all in slow motion. And I wasn't even compelled to open my eyes, but by now, I'm awake. And they've taken it off really slow. I felt the cold onto my legs. Next minute, they're holding one leg, they're pulling it away and over the edge of the bed. So my body's moving with my leg. You know, my leg can only go so far before you have to start turning your body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'm lying flat with this one leg over. I mean, how uncomfortable is that for a start? And then I remember getting the other leg and they're pulling it over. So I could feel my body adjusting. So it looks like now that I'm that way and I'm ready to stand up and, you know what I mean, walk away. And I just remember kind of, I were on my back then and my legs are over, and it's hurting there at the bottom of my spine because my legs are over bed, but it's on my back. I'm double back, basically. And I just remember then I could open my eyes and I'm looking up at ceiling. And then I'm gone, I'm blacked out. Next minute, I remember this leg being on the bed already. I don't know when it got there. I don't know who put it there, but this leg's on the bed. I can feel my other leg still on outside. That gets my leg and put it onto the bed really slow. I remember them getting this bit and kind of moving me that way and then putting the duvet really slowly over me. All this is doing it in silence, you know.
Not the
But
one where you kicked one.
when we what?
When you jerked your leg out and kicked one. Or was that a different one?
That's a different one. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't remember out after that then. I don't know where they'd taken me. I don't know whether I'd stood up. I don't know. I don't know about that one. That was that. So I'll tick that off my list.
What we got now? We're at 50 minutes on this one.
How long?
50 minutes. Do you want to do another one?
I'll do one more because I'm really tired now.
I know
So,
that cup of coffee that I just had is just, I'm like that.
Yeah.
People are like, coffee, go to sleep. Yeah, trust me.
Yeah, because I had one and it just makes you go. But so next one is I'll make it the last one for tonight. But I went on holiday into Great Yarmouth, and we stayed in a caravan. So this would have been maybe, that's 43 as well. Do you know, I had a hell of a lot going on, 42, 43. And I'd gone to Great Yarmouth. I won't be Kev at this time. And no, I would definitely, not even one before that. I had met another boyfriend. He had 2 kids. And I had my Anna. And we'd gone to Great Yarmouth, stayed in this massive caravan park. And we used to play hide and seek in middle at night. Stupid, but you know what I mean? Just to entertain kids so they go to sleep pretty quick. So I'll get up like, oh yeah, we'll have a sleep and then we'll set alarm and get up at 11:30 or 11 o'clock. Or sometimes I go out at 12, and you know, we're like teenage kids. So, and I'm like, right, we'll play. So it kind of went in a twos, you know what I mean? So say he'd have him and his son, and I'd have me and 2 girls. Or if girls were feeling a bit confident, they'd go off on their own. All the caravan lights were out. Now, in caravan parks, some of them, I'm not sure if they do it with them all, but these ones, on a night, the dulled right down so they didn't glare through the windows. So at tea time, they set off pretty bright, you know, as it were getting dark, but as people were going to bed, it started dulling down a bit so they didn't irritate people. So it was very dark round the backs of these caravans or where there were no light. And at this particular night, the girls had gone on their own. The boyfriend and his son had gone that way, and I were I don't know whether I were on I'd be hot seek bit, but I'd set off from one end. There were quite a considerable gap in 2 parts to it. There were big gaps, and I remember a couple of lights being at this side, so it could cast a shadow. It were enough to cast a shadow, but not enough to make it a solid shadow as it would be with sun, if you know what I mean. You'd see a bit of a. But anyway, I sets off running, and all of a sudden I'm running that way. So even with the light being on there, the shadow of me would have cast that way, not forward. Yeah. So lights there, I'm here. My shadow should have been there. So next minute, I sees this thing run in front of me about 3.5, 4 foot high, like you could hear its feet on the grass. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like that, and I could hear it flapping. You know, the flappy, slapping. Yeah. And it was like that on the grass. And I kind of caught it. If I hadn't seen it, I'd have been boom straight on top of it, I think. So I kind of heard it, and then I thought, but I didn't think of it at that moment because it were kind of at a distance then, but I'm running as well. And it kind of got to there. I saw it and I screeched to a halt. And there is this grey run right in front of me. Just run right in front of me. Off he goes. Outside of a caravan. That's it. I'm like, gather the kids. I want to go in. You know, I was absolutely terrified because I was playing in dark anyway, which I don't even go in bed in dark. You know what I mean? But this was like the third day in the third evening after, you know, playing in hide and seek, and I just like, I just freaked out, totally freaked out. Had him checking out cupboards, even a little cupboards like this, you know. And
I know that one. I was
anywhere,
like that.
Yeah. And so, and I knew that was, I could see it. I could clearly see it, clear as day. Even though the light were behind it, I got every bit of detail of that that thing, you know.
Yeah.
Little grey thing. It didn't look at me. It was like as if it didn't see me. So whether it will play an hide and seek with us, I don't know.
Joining in.
Didn't ever played after that ever. I said to kids, no, we're not. It's dangerous out there, you know. Anyone can pick. No, but I mean, I don't mean like from a, you know, an alien perspective, but it was like, you know, come on now, no, you know, there could be strange people out there and what have you. So I didn't play after that. But you know, we had a bit of a moan and a cry and why, but that was that.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be for
So,
me as well.
so when I told him, you know, but it was then that I told him, and I said, he said, why don't you want to play, you know, hide and seek with them? And I said, look, I saw some at that. And so when I started telling him, and he just said, look, I 100% believe you. You know, that he says, look at state, I was shaking. I was just like heart shaking. Having him checking little cupboards that big and behind shower door, and you know, yeah, that. So that's another one. Gone.
So, are we getting near to the visor yet?
No, no. You want to know them all? I'm giving you them all.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's just that one's the most spectacular thing ever. Like, you know, there's people to the Stars Academy that want to know this information that you have in your head.
But
they're all running around Skinwalker Ranch, and all they need to do is ask a couple of women in Bradford,
one in Bradford, West Yorkshire.
Birmingham.
Yeah. No, but we haven't got to that end yet. We will be soon, you know. So next time I speak, we'll be starting of the mass abduction in Woods, which goes on for a 2-night period. So that'll be next time we speak, and so you'll have to wait, people.
Cliffhanger. All right, well, nice one. We'll call it a day because we're just about at an hour now. So that I think the other one was over an hour. So yeah, we've done 2 hours today.
Yeah.
Well done.
20 to 12.
20 to 12. Oh, we're turning into a pumpkin in 20 minutes. I have no idea why my phone keeps buzzing at me. It's doing me. I didn't.
Notifications. That's to playing up again. In, out. I don't know who's in and who's out now, but anyway. Oh.
I've been yowling outside. I don't really let him out, but I'm pretty sure, well, Molly was running around like a nutter, so it's probably Ernie. So we'll go check because he's a scaredy cat.
Oh.
All right then, everyone, and we'll see you soon.
Soon, within a few days, maybe.
Yeah, get it done. Everyone, bye.